Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first Dharma Talk series of Won Kwangsa. And before we begin, let us recite the Dharma of the universe in its purity. Om Nam, 7 times. Om Nam. 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 Thank you very much. During our first talk today, I start with the heart of Zen practice. That is Hwadu and Chong An. Hwadu originally meant the word head. It came from the Chinese word hua, toe. The word in this case is really a thought, a concept which appears in your mind. And the head means the source, the origin. So when our great Zen Master Seung Sahn was teaching return before thinking, that meant keep the mind clear and unmoving with your Hwadu. That is, what am I? Or what is this? What am I is actually pretty simple to understand. We have this notion of I. And we ask what that is, because there is no external thing that can be called I. If I want to say a cup, I can point at it. If I want to say, this is the sky, it's out there. Or this is the floor, it's right before us. But when you say I, where is that? What is that? So people from time immemorial, they've been dealing with this question. We always use it, but where is it? Where is this I? So not only in Zen, but from Greek philosophy to other branches of tradition and philosophy and spirituality, we ask this question, what am I? And in Zen, we have a very interesting practice. We do not want to answer it too soon. We keep this question. Some people keep this question for years. And after a while, we realize that there is no verbal answer or thinking answer that would be correct. How is that possible? There is something which asks this question repeatedly, which keeps this question all the time if your center is strong. But all the answers come and go. All the answers that you can give, they come and they go. So there is something which is the source of this question, which is the source of all your thoughts. And that doesn't come and it doesn't go. But to formulate it with words proves to be impossible. This is the kind of problem, in inverted commas, that we all face. We have something which we can experience, and experience only. And we have a hard time putting it into words. That's the reason why old masters say, understanding doesn't help you, attainment helps you. So that which is the source of all your thoughts, including your sense of I, that cannot be put into thinking, that cannot be put into words, that cannot be answered verbally. That's why in Zen we say, don't know. So what are you? Don't know. But this don't know is not the lack of knowledge. This don't know is the mind which is before thinking. So the West, when we first heard about Zen, thought that this is a kind of strange thing. Don't know in the West means ignorance. You need knowledge and you don't have it. So when you go to school and you want to answer the question by the teacher and you don't know, you get a bad mark. In Zen, this is not like that. So this don't know is Zen really means the mind which is before thinking. Not the lack of something which you can read in a book, but you didn't. Okay? So that's a very big difference. So after you have come to this point that understanding doesn't help you, then you can come to the point that attainment helps you. How? Some people, they practice very, 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 very hard. And they have a glimpse at this don't know. They have a little taste of this don't know. But if we don't know how to use it, if we are unaware of this, and all this experience, all this attainment can be either useless or it can turn into something not so good. That's why the tradition says that keep your direction very clear. No matter what kind of karma you have during your practice, keep your direction very clear, because when your mind becomes more clear or you have some kind of attainment, then your karma becomes stronger. Simply because you have more energy, you have more clarity, so your karma also becomes stronger. Some of you remember this. Dharma is strong, then karma is strong. Okay, why? Because by the experience of your original mind, you have more energy, you have more clarity, but also your thinking becomes stronger. That's why in our direction the precepts, they play a very, very important part. Not just those precepts that are in the big books, but also your internal precepts that you think of as most important. Why you are practicing Zen, why you are alive on this planet. So this is supremely important, because otherwise, how would you be able to use your attainment correctly? How would you be able to use your clear mind correctly? Okay? So you can see many, 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 many smart people. They are very clever. Also, some very powerful people. Those have a lot of strength. But how do their cleverness and how do their strength operate? If you look at the karma of this whole world, we really have things to improve. That involves ourselves, our families, our country, and our whole planet. So our responsibility as human beings is very, very big. Because we have this mind, we have this thinking, we have our emotions, we have our strength, we have our physique. How do we use all of them? And if we find the correct direction, then our attainment goes to the right place. It goes to the right direction. So in Zen, this direction is very simple, is the same as the original teaching of the Buddha. Attain enlightenment and save all beings from suffering. We have already talked about attainment, and our direction with it is saving all beings from suffering. So this is very, very clear. Okay? So we have talked about Hwadu a little bit. Based on Hwadu, we can have some attainment. Correct direction keeps our mind, our life on the correct path, so that we could help all beings. And then comes the other interesting part, Kongans. Kongan is not the same as Hwadu. Kongan originally meant a task which you have to solve. That's the Zen use of Kongan. So there is a situation in which something is unresolved, something which is not finished, something which is unclear, or something extra, something too much. So how do you find the solution? So Kongans are very interesting, because it seems that you cannot find the correct solution with dualistic thinking. You can only find the solution with this clear, no thinking mind. With this mind which is before thinking. With the mind which keeps the Hwadu. Okay? Then the Kongans become clear. And the answers appear by themselves. If you think about it with your consciousness, then it doesn't work. Then you have some partial solution. You may attach to it, you may want it, but it will not be correct. It will not be complete. Okay? So, what does this completeness mean? This completeness means that the original sense, the literal sense of Kongan or Kungan in Chinese meant public case. So when the emperor wrote an edict, it was taken to the province. But before that was taken to the province, a copy was made. So they put the copy and the original together, and they made a seal on both edges together at the same time. Then the copy was taken to the province, and if somebody had a question, is this the original or not, they could bring it back to the royal court, put it together in the archives, and they could very well examine complete, whole, or not. So this refers to the question and answer of the Chong An, also the mind of the master and the student. If they match like that, they become complete, they become identical. Okay? So in brief, that is the introductory about Hwadu and Chong An, the very foundation of our Zen practice. And if you have any questions in this regard, please ask.
Once if I get the Chong An, I always see myself, I don't know how to solve it, how to do it, how to get over this, how to get over this situation, how to get rid of this I want to solve this Chong An attitude.
Well, first of all, you have to see that this I want to solve it, that doesn't work. So it's really by trial and error. So first we have the karma, the tendency that I want to know, I want to solve. And as long as this I is there, you don't solve it. So you basically burn yourself by this thinking. So you lose the habit after a while. You know? If you knock at the door and the door opens, fine. But if you keep knocking for 10 years and it doesn't open, you lose the habit. You don't knock anymore. So it's the same. You want to solve the Chong An with your thinking mind, then you will have a problem. Because if you have a good teacher, they will never accept the answer. So this no, no, no means that the door remains closed. You can't go through that gate. So you lose the habit. It's as simple as that. And then you return to this real don't know mind, which doesn't say, I don't know. This I don't know also has I. This I don't know is also thinking. That's why old Zen masters, they used to say, return to the blue sky, return to the sound of the waterfall, return to the sound of the leaves fluttering in the wind. Because that evaporates all your thinking. And that's why we actually sit in meditation so long. Okay? So when you return to true don't know mind, then there is no thinking about I know, I don't know, I answer, I don't answer. Just keep the question. What is this? It's not mind, it's not Buddha, it's not anything. So what is this? And when you return deeper, deeper, deeper into this true don't know mind, the Chong An becomes digested. And then spontaneously it opens. You don't know when, you don't know how, but it does. If it didn't work, you wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here, nobody would be here. But since we have a mind, this mind operates seamlessly. We just have to explore how it works. Okay? We are so proud of our thinking, but this thinking is only up here.